Okay, let's summarize a bit what we are holding in. Where we are, we are after understanding what is tzaddik, Beinoni, and rasha, righteous, wicked, and Beinoni. And we understand in general the difference between the two souls. This holy soul, always like fire, like flame, and desire, and trying to be connected to its core, that this is God, and to trying to exercise is its three garments: thoughts, speech, and maaseh, and doing and action. And the animal soul doing its mission, like animal, not yearning to the heavens, but actually like animal, looking down, looking for itself. Now this is about the souls, about the tzaddik, Beinoni, and rasha, and we have we learned a bit about the sitra acha, the other side, that this is the bad side that God created, and the bad side is actually a thing that for this side belong all things that are called asurim. They are tied to the bad side. For example, fruit from a tree that is 3 years old, less than 3 years old, is asur be'achila. It's not allowed, it's tied, it's not allowed to be eaten. Okay? So even if you will eat it, and you will receive energy, and you will do a good thing, the bad side is tied to your system.
A question about this.
I know you. One second. And then it cannot rise up. You cannot reveal the potential, because its potential was not, the godliness was not there. There is no potential. You need to pure your body, or God will purify your soul after that. So this is something that it's not your business. Your business, your deal is with the things that they are not tied to the bad side. They are in the middle ground. Klipat noga, it's called. That can be rise up to holiness with using its energy to goodness, or it can go down, because when I'm doing a sin, I'm receiving a life from the bad side. The same way that when I'm doing mitzvah, my hand is a vessel to holiness, because the will of God is inside my hand, the desire of God. The same way when I'm doing a sin, so the bad side that God created is upon my hands that doing this thing. So again, I'm receiving a life from the bad side. This is entering my system also. So if you talk about fruits, you can think that this fruit was a sin to eat it. It means that it was tied to the bad side, and then it become mutar, it become allowed. So now it's receiving its life not from the bad side, from the middle ground. How can it be? It can be, because this is how it works. Another question?
The isurim that we have, they are also mitzvot, no? Mitzvat al taseh.
Very good.
So it's a commandment to not give in to the bad side, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, very good. I can talk a bit more about the subject. It will be a bit interesting, or very interesting. So as Michael mentioned, very good. There is two kinds of mitzvot. There is mitzvot aseh, how you'd say translate?
Do it.
There is action mitzvot, active mitzvot, and there is mitzvot al taseh, mitzvot of not do, of
Don't do it.
there is positive,
And negative?
not negative,
Russian
passive,
обязанности.
обязанности, да.
And обязанность is something you must do. And,
Yes.
like an obligation.
And something to be hide from, to be
запреты.
запрети.
Запреты.
Запрети. Are you saying in English?
Prohibitions.
Yeah, prohibitions.
Very
Yeah,
good.
so prohibitions and obligations.
So if we try to relate all the commandments to the world, what do I mean? As we said, things that are holy, it means that those things that if you use them for holiness, it's the best. For example, read Torah from Torah book. It's perfect. Use this table for learning Torah means that you took something that is natural and you uplift it. Amazing. Do a sin with something natural, you took something, God forbid, God created to uplift it, and you took them down. Because you yourself received life from the bad side and you put it on the table. And if you ate something non-kosher, you received life from something that it's life from the bad side. Now, so these understand positive commandments. Now how I can uplift something that it's receiving a life from the bad side. So as I said last time, in general you cannot uplift them. But it does serving its purpose when how you do the mitzvah of don't eat camel. How are you doing this mitzvah?
You contemplate.
Every action that is not eating the camel. I guess.
Yeah, so now we're doing the mitzvah of not eating camel.
I think it comes more into play when you're struggling.
Not even struggle when you have the option.
The option, yeah.
Probably.
Fair enough.
Fair.
You see an Arab with a camel next to you, oh God.
So when you're doing the mitzvah of prohibition, when you're doing the mitzvah of prohibition, you basically did something for the specific thing that you didn't do. Okay? For the camel. Now there is things that they are not mitzvah or of aseh or lot aseh. You know? For example, I need to go to do a favor to someone. You know? I need to bring someone food. And it's difficult. I'm calling a taxi, it doesn't come, so I'm going by foot and it's raining. And then I'm waiting for the tram, and I always thinking, should I go back? I would tell him I cannot come. This is mitzvah? Yes, it is mitzvah. But the work that you're suffering to do, it's not the mitzvah. This is called nisayon. Nisayon, it's how you say abstractions? No. What I mean? No. Test, but if something is interfering with what you're trying to do, even it can be in your head. It can be that questions.
It's like a dilemma.
It can be dilemma, but I would say a general point, a general
Like a fight
word.
of wills.
What?
Fight of wills.
No, I mean something very simple. For example, Abraham, when he went to put Yitzchak in the mountain to sacrifice his son, In the way, was many things that abstract him. No, how you say this word?
Distract.
Not distract.
Not distract, but his mind was clouded.
No, his
With-
mind
with
was
thoughts.
not clouded. No.
No?
No.
Interfere. maybe.
No. Okay, interfere.
Like
interfere with
he walked 3 days to get to the place, and all those 3 days he had to think of the fact that
no, I'm not talking about that.
Pose a challenge.
Challenges. I'm talking about something more physical even. It can be in your head, but it can be very physical also. Physical challenges. It can be that one angel came and suddenly Abraham see a very big river in the desert, going to sacrifice his son. It was not desert, but doesn't matter. And what Abraham did. Meaning if we have challenges in our lives, that they are not necessarily related to mitzvah. They're related to our belief in God. They're related in our how much we are devoted to do our mission. To go to pray in synagogue shacharit. And it's hard. It's difficult. It's hard. It's true that if you will come, it's mitzvah. But if you're not come, you did avarah. And you cannot do the mitzvah by staying home and praying home. You can do it. The world is filled with challenges. Okay? Abstractions, no? There's no such a word?
Yeah, obstructions, yeah. Like things in the way.
Exactly. This is what I tried to say from the beginning. So, here, the work is not with the thing. When I'm doing positive commandment, that you must do, so it's very simple. I'm dealing with a physical thing that when I'm doing it, I'm uplifting it. Okay? It's serving its purpose. And when I did mitzvah with the tefillin, with the table, when I'm doing a negative commandment or I don't know how to call it, mitzvat lo ta'aseh, it's also serving its purpose. When there is some kind of connection between me and the camel that I'm not eating. Okay? So it's serving its purpose. But when there is abstractions, your mission is not to deal with it. Sometimes your mission is to deal with yourself. The din came to serve its purpose. It doesn't have a purpose. Its only purpose is that you will reveal in yourself the power to overcome this challenge. For example, Nachshon. Who was Nachshon?
first Jew to
Go into the water.
yeah.
Nachshon ben Aminadav is famous Jew. Why? Because when Jewish people came to the Red Sea, many opinions were there what to do. Some seem good opinions. To pray, to fight with the Egyptians even. Nachshon went on. Why? Because our mission is to go to the mountain to receive the Torah. This is in our way. Continue. This is just a challenge. I have no purpose in it. Sometimes God's giving you offering for us situation that you should understand that they are not only challenged. They are challenged with a mission in this specific thing. For example, sometimes you stuck in a place. It's not a challenge for you. It's also a challenge for you to believe that there is a reason. But maybe look for some Jew. Maybe you can do a mitzvah. Maybe you can do some good here. It's not only a challenge. But there is this kind of things in our world that they created to help you reveal a deeper level in yourself. They are not only here that I will reveal the deep level that there is in the table or in any physical things that I am in contact with. It's also to reveal something deeper in you. And this is the challenges. It's another thing that we should know about this map of the world. Okay, after that we talked a bit about we talked about garments in the body of the soul, and the garments have more power because the garments are what God put himself in, and they can take the body for a higher level, the body of the soul. Yes? And we talked also, yes, the godly soul wants the garments. Because the godly soul see and feel how God is more in the action. The godly soul feel it. There is a joke that one Hasid said that when two souls, one went up from the world, died, and one new soul come down, and on the way they met. And one soul asking the soul that coming down, asking the soul that going up, what's going on there in the world? So he said, you cannot believe, you can, for 2 kopekas, you can buy tzitzit, and you can do it. There you cannot do it. So the soul become very excited. So the soul said, but until you have 2 kopekas, your soul is died. It's very hard to have this tzitzit. So that was a joke. Okay. So whatever we learned until now, it's understandable.
Yes.
We can continue. Yes. Any questions?
No. Someone
Still processing. Okay.
one video of Rabbi Menes Friedman.
Yeah.
He talked about like a person's dark side.
Dark side. Okay.
That's how he called it in that video. And he said that like if you consider like bad things that you feel you want to do and you think about them, you don't really want to do them. And that's sort of like the kind of relates to the challenges thing, that it's not really a real thing. It's just, it's like an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
You just
Okay.
have to see through the illusion that
Okay. Is more psychological than
Yeah.
me. Okay, but if you relate to that, so it's good. No, I'm serious. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, and yeah. Okay.
that's one way to try to.
It will be connected to what we're going to learn, Bezat Hashem, in the next this or next one. When we're going to make the Tanya more practical. So, I would say a few words, because we talked about the bad side. I would say a few words about the 10 Sefirot, the 10 forces that there is in every soul. So, we said that the 2 souls are built from 10 Sefirot, 10 forces. 10 forces that they are divided to 2 in general. 3 are intelligence, and we talked about the difference between Chokhmah and Binah. That Chokhmah is like lightning, that you see the idea. Binah is the understanding. The third one is the connection to me, how this idea is connected to me. And then from that developed emotions. So the emotions are in general divided to 2. One is the positive emotions, love. The other one is more respect and fear. Yes? So we talked about it in general details. And what are the source of the 10 Sefirot? Why does soul have 10 Sefirot? What does that mean? So, yeah.
Yeah, I need to tell the guard. So
Okay.
I'll do it.
So again, we have 10 Sefirot. Every soul have 10 Sefirot. And as we said, we map them a bit. Intelligence, emotion divided to positive and negative, I would call it. And eventually it's coming to action. Now, what is the source of 10 Sefirot? And why does soul have 10 Sefirot? So let's start from the end. You probably saw those images. Also, I sent you once link to see the map of 10 Sefirot, and you can see that this is related to the body, to the image of the body. So why the body have image of 10 Sefirot, we can understand because the godly soul is inside the animal soul, that it's inside our body. So it's reflection.
Mhm.
Yeah, in a different way, but it is. Our soul is reflection of holiness itself. It is holy. It means that God created in Himself 10 Sefirot. 10 Sefirot are forces that starting from God Himself, from God. He created those 10 forces. So I will give you a bit map that you can hear about them now and then, and that's why it's general to, and it's important to know. So there is God Himself, as we said many times, it's something simple. Meaning it's not, you cannot define it in any definition. It's limitless in every way. And it's simple in every way because it doesn't need to be limitless. It can be limited if it wants to. So you cannot even say it's unlimited, infinite.
God is a God?
It must be infinite, no? Okay? So, this is for sure. So, in order to create the world, God created and designed 10 forces. 10 is a complete number. Why 10 is a complete number? Because God designed it. He designed it in a way that this is a complete number. But in the way, in our system, 10 is complete. So God created 10 forces in Himself. And He created worlds. What does that mean, worlds? Worlds means realms. Okay? In general, there is 4 realms in holiness. Okay? I would say it at least one time in Hebrew. Atzilut, Bria, Yetzira, Asiya. Those realms are realms of how God can become more and more related to our world. We can reveal a different level of holiness from one of those realms. For example, before that, I would say more than why? Because our soul have a specific image, and its image can be from one level from each of the realms. Okay, so let's again talk about the map. So there is God Himself as a simple being, and then there is the 4 worlds. So if we have those 4 realms, in every realm, every world, there is those 10 levels. Now, 10 Sefirot, 10 forces. We explain about the 10 forces that there are 3 lines, as you saw the image. Chokhmah, Bina, and Da'at. Yes, right, left, and middle. Positive, negative, in the middle. But they also above each other. For example, Chokhmah, it's above Bina. The first is above the second. Why it's above? Because when you are closer to the thing itself. Again, let's go to the example of the analogy. You're sitting in a room, in a dark room, and then there is lightning, and you see the room. And then in order to really go out from the room, you're rethinking everything you saw, and understand where you are and what is that. This is already the second level. The first level was to see the room. When you were closer to the thing itself, not when you understand better. You understand better in the second, this is sure, for sure. But when you were close to the thing itself, when you saw it, The same thing with a professor, know all the details about airplanes and building them, but he's afraid to go on an airplane. And the regular person that don't understand anything ain't going. Who is more connected to airplanes? This person that's going, because this itself. So when we're talking one above the other, it means who closer to God Himself. So the general level of Chokhmah, I don't know how we call that in English, but the general force from the 10 forces, it's closer, it's above the second level. Okay? And then you have 10 levels. Now, why you have 4 realms? Again, this is how God created it. But what are the differences between them? There is general differences. There is the last level is more connected to action. The same thing that in action there is many levels. I can do like this, do like this. This action is not connected to anything. There is action that I can paint. I can do something above. Simple act. So in every realm there is many levels. And we're talking about holiness. So it's how holiness represents itself in many ways. Every realm is a different way. The last realm is a way of action, more connected. It's called Asiya. The level before is more connected to emotions. Also emotions, there is the 10 levels of also intelligence, also action. And I will tell you a secret. Also in every one of the forces of every realm, there is the 10 Sefirot also. Inside. It's divided to details. And realm before, it's intelligence. And realm above, it's infinite. Every
Malchut?
No. Atzilut. Every force of the 10 forces is infinite force. I can give you the example that for example, God knows everything that's going on, happening right now. Yes, it's infinite knowledge. So infinite knowledge, we're talking about this realm that God designed in Himself, that He have infinite knowledge. This very, very small level for Him. It's not. It's something that it's not Him. Realms is something that He created in Himself in order to engage with the world. So it basically 10 forces are things that He created in Himself, that He can use them as tools to engage with the world. Our souls coming from levels in those realms, because they are also creations of God. And also our understanding of God would be also from those realms, not about God Himself. Okay? We have some understanding here?
Yeah.
Maybe I will send you more links about that to expand the knowledge. But basically the idea is, again, that God created in Himself 10 forces. Those 10 forces, every force built for another 10 forces, and many details, and because it's big subject, because God is big. But those 10 forces exist in 4 worlds. Our world, his reflection in the spiritual world is this last world that we said, the world of action.
Mm-hmm.
What is action? What's the difference between actions and emotions?
There's only mitzvot here.
No, not connected to that. What is the difference between what I feel, what I think, even between what I do? What I do, it's not me. Meaning, it's something that I can do and go and it will stay. It's not me. Something that I do for others.
Mm-hmm.
So the last world of the spiritual worlds that God created is the world of action. Meaning, it's something that it's already for others. It's already the last level of God. It's the revelation of God that is the smallest and for others. World above, it's connected to emotions. Emotions, they're already connected to the personality itself. Of course, again, God created it. It's not Him. It's something that He created only for us. Now, and the same way above and above. Now, again, if you talk about souls, so every soul has its image of 10 Sefirot. From where the soul is coming from?
From the highest world?
No. The core of the soul is God Himself. But we're talking about the image, not the core of me. The image, how I built from. So, in our generations, the soul coming from the last world.
The body.
The body of the soul, the 10 forces of the soul are from the world that it's called Olam HaAsiyah.
And the world, and the soul is tied to this.
It is the same thing. It's in the realm. What if we're talking about way how God revealed Himself in this realm, less and less in quantity and in quality than the world above. Like I revealed myself in action. You cannot know about my personality from this action. You can know more about my personality if I will paint something. But again, it's in a specific realm. If I would reveal one emotion, you will know me. It's not 10 times better. It's totally different realm of knowing. Yes? True or not? So again, our souls are from one realm of action. There is the righteous soul that naturally, their godly soul is from a higher realm, from a different world. But again, it's not connected to the three garments. The three garments, God exists He Himself. It's not related to the type of soul you have. This is another thing. Second thing is, sometimes very high level soul from high level world coming to be for a single person. But it can be righteous. It can reveal very high level godly soul. But doesn't have the push. Maybe you feel a special yearning to God. But doesn't mean that we don't know. That's why, in a way, you should respect every person. Because the main thing is the soul. And who knows which soul they have. This is one level. There is, of course, another level that we mentioned once. That the core of our soul is the same level. Not only is the same level, it's the same core. It's God Himself. So you should respect every person because every person is you. Now, in every generation, there is also the righteous that they are responsible for all the soul of the generation. Like in every world, there is like brains. If every generation is a body, that all the souls coming together, and every soul doing his mission, there is souls that they are from the right side of the 10 forces. And if they are from right, it means that they are more connected to giving, for example. So they more givers. There is people that they are more left side. There is middle. There is many levels. And there is soul that they are general. They are like the chokhmah, the intelligence. And they are not even from this soul. From this realm. They are from higher realms. But, yeah. Yeah, I had a question.
Do the three other worlds, are they felt in our world?
Of course.
And is life there physical?
There is no
Or the soul there is...
There is no place that there exists.
So only in the world of...
the only world that
Asiyah?
exists, not even Asiyah. Asiyah doesn't exist also. The only world that exists physically is our world. Atzilut, the highest world, is here. Everything is here. It all depends what kind of revelation there is. Let's say if we sit here, holy person, he is the Atzilut world. Here. And so that in the Talmud it's saying about seeing, I today learned with someone about seeing a body of the righteous person. You see in the Olam Atzilut. This is not what is written in the Talmud, but you see the privilege and the merit to see body of holy person. Why is that? Because he is physical holiness. This is holiness. This is holiness.
All right.
But again, we don't see it. We're in a different realm. We, not the world. The world is the book of Torah. It's from a different world. Revealed there, higher level of godliness. What does that mean? It revealed. It revealed for people that have a good glasses. But if you don't have a good glasses, you don't see it. You will see it when Mashiach will come. But now you don't see it. But those four worlds are in realms that are more connected to the body of the soul. Meaning of revelation of God, of how much I love, how much I respect, how much I understand, how much I see. It's all true. But where God Himself exists, God Himself in Torah. Okay? Now, in the time of the temple, we're learning in the weekly parasha about the building of the temple. So, in the time of the temple was one room called Holy of Holies. Holy of Holies was what was in Holy of Holies?
The ark.
The ark.
That could not fit.
That could not fit, exactly. Very good. It's not could not fit. It didn't take place.
It took
Meaning
place,
it could not fit, you're right.
It took place and didn't take place at the same
Exactly,
time.
it took place because you could come to the ark. The room was 10 amma. 10 amma, it's approximately 5 meters. And the sticks that came out from the ark were 5 amma to each side from the ark. And the ark itself was 2.5 amot. So you will come, you will size the ark, you would see his physical size. And you will size the room, and you will not find the place to the ark inside of it. Why is that? Because this place was revealed for any eye. Even higher level. It revealed something that it's above. It's like the keter. But it means that there is one special case that also in the physical world revealed a higher level. But everything is here. All holiness is here, and it doesn't mean that we don't see. It doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. Yes. So this is about to summarize. In the Kabbalah, talking in length about 10 Sefirot that God created in Himself. God created those 10 forces to engage and to be engaged and to be hidden also. Because when you only concentrated in those levels, you basically don't catch God Himself, because God Himself is much higher. But in general, God created those 10 forces to be inside or in some kind of a contact with the world. And that's why the soul can reach some kind of feeling and understanding of God, because the soul coming from those levels. And that's why there is very big difference between souls, because there is souls that coming from very high realm, and there is souls that coming from a much smaller. And that's what is Garden of Eden, Gan Eden, for example. Gan Eden is the souls going to the realm of understanding, and they're enjoying and understanding God, or to the realm of emotions and feeling all the emotions of God. Each soul to its own level. Now, in our world, it's a reflection of the last world from the realms of God, the world of action. What is action? Action is something that you're doing for another. Now, here in our world, we can do things that will be connected to holy levels in higher realms, but you will not see them. Because our eyes is from this world. Now, again, the garments are ways to be connected to even to the desire of God, as we talked, that this is above the worlds. The Torah is from the intelligent level of God. That this is one of the 10 forces. Desire is not one of the 10 forces; it's above them. So mitzvot, it's above Torah. You can see clearly from that.
Mm-hmm.
And our image is also 10 forces because it's reflection. It's coming from the same realms. And this is why the image of the soul is holy. And then also the animal souls have 10 forces. Because it's also coming, it's also basically reflection of holiness. Next week we're going to start, Bezrat Hashem, talk about the two general ways that Alter Rebbe bringing in Tanya to help the Benoni. Okay? This is it.